Hello there, Chad Remington here, your lead expert reporter of the prestigious Diamond Dynasty League. Back here with you to not do a trade review, to spread a little alpha to the managers of the PDDL, trying to make the best managers that we can make, and so that the PDDL is as great of a league as we can make it. Here with you to review, to get an understanding of how maybe the rookie draft might go, and kind of how the difference between an early first, a mid first, a late first, and then a difference between a first, a second, and a third. Again, this is to try to spread some knowledge, in the trade deadline so that we can make some trades and people can understand trades. Um, I have a friend, Jason, who, didn't do this until this morning, so maybe he could have benefited this a little more. Um, trying to trade, make some trades involving some draft picks, but let's go over this. Take whatever you can out of this. If you don't take anything, I'd at least take something. But if you don't, props to you at least for being that, thick of a skull. But we're gonna go over the PDDL Startup Draft, and what I've done is I've taken off every single rookie out of the Startup Draft. Fun fact: there was 62 rookies. I think this is pretty accurate. I did this fairly quickly, so looks like there were 62, and if in the current PDDL rookie draft there are 64 picks, so kind of matches up pretty nicely, right? So we'll go over these first six picks, right? We had Najee Harris, a running back, Jamar Chase, a wide receiver, Travis Etienne, a running back again, a tight end in Kyle Pitts, Javonte Williams, and Devonta Smith is the wide receiver too. Overall, I think these honestly in the rookie order they make a lot of sense. Maybe Jamar Chase should have been one. I might be a little biased, but big Jamar Chase fan. But kind of makes sense. There wasn't a quarterback taken in the first six, which is kind of surprising. But he's taken here at 7. So anyway, the whole point of this is that we've split this up in an early first, mid first, late first, and first 6, middle 5, last 6, and to kind of you can kind of see a difference in the value of these. So First 6, we had the ETN injury, which kind of sucks. But overall, I mean, every single one of these players is producing pretty well. And, we get to the mid first. Trevor Lawrence is having a rough year. It's first quarterback year. It's kind of what you get with quarterbacks. Trey Sermon has actually been terrible. Waddle's been not too bad. Bateman was injured, but has had a couple good weeks. Michael Carter's been not too bad. But again, you can kind of see a pretty big drop off, right? Already. But Jalen Waddle, I think, is a stud. So there's still very good players available here. And then even getting down to the late first, we have Justin Fields, who's been catching on lately. Trey Lance, who I still think has a ton of potential. Elijah Moore's had one great game. The Jets started finally using him. Rondale Moore's started off pretty well. Now he's not. And Terrace Marshall was battling injuries. But I think he's still a pretty sought-off project. Or prospect. So again, first year, first round picks seem pretty valuable, especially if you can get a guy that you really believe in. The first picks seem very, very valuable. Going into the early second, I guess I'm gonna not go one by one here, but in this top we have Chuba Hubbard was a good pick. He filled in for McCaffrey at injury. He's been playing pretty well. St. Brown started pretty well. Javian Hogg's been pretty worthless. Zach Wilson has been struggling. So again, but you can kind of see as we go down, there's still studs available. Chuba Hubbard was a stud here, but it makes it harder to miss, right, or harder to hit on your draft picks. Kind of self-explanatory, right? But going into the mid second, Mac Jones has been pretty well game manager, filling in points. Fearmouth right here has been a stud tight end, I think personally. Amari Rodgers is worthless. Tony's been battling injury, but has been a stud here. So again, miss, fairly hit, big hit when healthy, big hit. So still, again, pretty possible to still get good players mid second here. Late second, we have the Ramahandre Stevenson, Kylan Hill, who's done nothing, Jalen Darden's done nothing, Josh Palmer, who's done nothing. Honestly, I think he's pretty solid though, and Elijah Mitchell, who has crushed it. This would be the diamond in the rough, I think, from he's probably been the best rookie this year, right? So, but you can see miss pretty well. stud. So we're in the late second. So again, kind of recap is, there's still good players here. Can you find them? Yeah. Or can you miss them? That's up to the manager. Going into the third round, we got Tutu Atwell, kind of rough. Noah Gray hasn't really done anything. I think he got a touchdown. Roundtree had a good first few games, now he's done nothing. All these guys kind of sucked. I think Jamar Jefferson just had a touchdown, big touchdown last game. But again, you can see the value kind of decreasing, starting to go into the third, right? And I'm not even going to speak into 2021's draft class. I don't know too much about its strength compared to other years. But going into the third, Tommy Trump had a couple good weeks. Khalil Herbert, diamond in the rough right here. That was a great pick. So we can see that even in the third, there's still some good players here. Kyle Trask is just a backup right now. I still believe him. I think he was just picked up. I think it was a good pickup, I believe, by Mills. To be honest, yeah. So still some promising names here in the third, late third. Now we're getting kind of in the rough, right? Really, no one has produced here at all. Let's get in the fourth. No one's produced here. Kellen Mond, another backup, quarterback. Kini Nwangwu was drafted in the mid fourth, in our kind of startup thing for rookies. He's been pretty explosive on special teams, but really not doing anything. Jacob Harris was, I think, injured. I think Jake Funk was too. I could be wrong though. But again, kind of like misses. Maybe they have futures though. Kind of that applies for all of these. And then getting to the late fourth, I don't even know who these people are, to be honest. So I mean, I will share this sheet. You can look at it, but I think I want people to be knowledgeable about draft picks and their values in this league, so we can make some good trades, fair trades, and everyone could be a good manager, because that means a good league. And as lead expert reporter, that's what I'd like to see. But I mean, we can see first, second, first to mid second, there's a lot of good value. Really, even early second. Well, no, mid second. Starts decreasing, but still able to get someone in the late second. And then, in the third, it starts getting pretty sketchy. In the fourth, even more so sketchy, but there's still potential for futures, right? And, who knows? Again, we're going off a 10-game sample. I should probably say that in the very beginning. So there's still a whole rest of the season, and there's still a whole rest of these careers for all 62 of these players. At least most of them, right? But that's it. Hope everyone got something from this at least. Have a great one.